Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really? That's it.
This hearing is pure chaos from start to finish. Mr. McLeod is charged with assaulting a police officer, and instead of taking it seriously, he goes full sovereign citizen. He claims the court has no authority over him, interrupts constantly, yells, and throws out a bunch of fake legal jargon like it's going to magically get him off the hook. But the judge? Not having it. Every time he tries to derail the process, the judge shuts him down hard. Things get very heated, and by the end, the judge has no choice but to send him to jail for the night. This one's both frustrating and hilarious to watch. The guy is so confident in his nonsense, and then gets completely dismantled by the legal system. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Do you understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law before I accept that waiver to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why I'm here, honestly.
Pay close attention to how calm this judge stays throughout the hearing. He genuinely tries to give Mr. McLeod a fair chance, even with all the interruptions, shouting, and nonsense being thrown his way. Honestly, it's almost impressive how much patience the judge has while Mr. McLeod keeps pretending not to understand even the most basic legal concepts. But what do you guys think? Drop a comment. Do you believe this guy is actually unwell, or is he just putting on an act to dodge responsibility?
Okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No.
Hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
The nature and cause of the action against me because we don't establish jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine?
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No, I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power. And the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So, Mr. McLeod, you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face at 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney would Drew. Oh, shit.
Hang on, someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing them from the hearing.
Honestly, she's not wrong. This was such a raw, unfiltered moment, and you can't help but laugh. I don't know how the judge managed to keep a straight face, seriously. I mean, how does something like this even happen in a courtroom? Maybe she was just an older lady, or maybe she got caught up in how absurd this case had become. But either way, her reaction perfectly summed up what everyone in that room was thinking. And really, it makes total sense why Mr. McLeod's attorney withdrew. The guy's just sitting there flipping through his little stack of papers, looking for some made-up legal gotcha that he thinks is going to magically get him off the hook. It's like he truly believes he's about to pull off the legal equivalent of a magic trick. Meanwhile, the judge, the prosecutor, and pretty much everyone else already knows exactly how this is going to end. But he keeps going, acting like he's cracked the legal code, when in reality, he's just digging himself into a deeper hole. You really have to wonder, what do sovereign citizens actually think is going to happen? Do they really believe the judge is suddenly going to stand up and say, "You know what? You're right. Case dismissed." It's like watching someone try to win a game without understanding the rules. And by the end, that little comment from the prosecutor? Chef's kiss. Because let's be honest, if you were in her shoes, you'd be thinking the exact same thing. What's even crazier is how committed these sovereign citizens are to their nonsense. Mr. McLeod, sitting there shuffling papers and quoting fake laws. It's delusional, but honestly, so entertaining to watch. Let's go ahead and dive back in.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
1 second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I challenged subject matter jurisdiction and nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter
doesn't
jurisdiction.
exist under the Constitution.
Your objection is noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
This guy is honestly just a complete joke. Watching him try to play lawyer when he clearly has no clue what he's doing is painfully embarrassing. Like, seriously, why didn't he just get an attorney? Not only is it common sense, it's literally his right. Under the Sixth Amendment, he's entitled to legal counsel. And if he can't afford one, the court will appoint one for free. But no, he's out here rocking his flashy sunglasses and fumbling through random papers like he's uncovering some secret legal hack. And the stuff he's spouting? Absolutely meaningless in a real courtroom. You could see the judge trying to help him at the beginning, explaining things calmly and clearly. But even the most patient judge has a breaking point. Eventually, they just had to shut it down. The wildest part, though, is how confident this guy looks while making a complete fool of himself. He's sitting there like he's about to unlock some legal cheat code, when in reality, the law is crystal clear. All he has to do is answer a simple question, yes or no. That's it. And let's not forget, this isn't some minor infraction.
I have to establish that they know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod,
the
stop.
court can be,
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
Your Honor, I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you've got a statutory jurisdiction which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
So judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
these
McLeod,
statutes.
I have other matters. Mr. McLeod,
Involved agency. What's that?
you know, I understand you want to object to things and you're going to be allowed to object to things. Okay.
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today. I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, we could do that. And I can hold you in contempt and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
No, Your Honor, I don't wish to be held in contempt. I just wish to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
So before I can let you under,
I can
before I
cite
can,
laws, I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me. You're not clarifying it enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
you comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong and you can appeal.
There's
it
no
to the
such thing as
Court
a
of Appeals.
statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt. And the court officer will bring you to a jail cell and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So
Mr. McLeod,
contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt of court taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what
Fucking job.
This isn't true. You guys are
Follow
following
unconstitutional
you're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not
Not a
constitutional
good
at all.
thing.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt. He's sentenced to 1 day. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is about
notice.
the Constitution. I did nothing wrong except to question and exercise my rights.
He's charged with assaulting a police officer. That's a felony, and from the looks of it, he's facing up to 3 years. Instead of addressing the charge, negotiating a plea deal, or even putting together a real defense, he's just wasting everyone's time, including his own. He even ended up with an extra day in jail for it. And the judge, clearly frustrated, had to remind him that none of what he was saying actually applied. At this point, it's like McLeod is living in his own fantasy world, convinced he's making progress when he's really just digging himself a deeper hole. And yeah, as entertaining as it is to watch, there's a sad side to this too. This guy clearly isn't mentally stable. Sovereign citizens often believe they're above the law because of these bizarre, debunked theories, but courts have been tossing out those arguments since the 90s. Judges are legally obligated to enforce actual law, not someone's YouTube-based interpretation of it. And a felony conviction for assault? That's serious. It could mean losing basic rights, like voting or firearm ownership, on top of prison time. Anyway, that's going to wrap up my breakdown. If you guys enjoyed this clip, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you thought of Mr. McLeod. Do you think he's actually lost it? Or is this just a big act to dodge responsibility? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks so much for watching and take care.